interesting stuff to do. And of course, yeah, getting to work with Adrien, and of course with my lovely old friend, Felicity, who's not that old, I should say.
Young.
I mean old
young.
as in an old friendshul.
Well, you're not that old either. Let's
Thank
be
you.
real about that.
But I'm older
Well,
than
he's quite old.
I'm quite old. Let's be truthful about it.
Adrien, this performance is pretty impressive, to say the least.
Well, thank you for saying that.
It's about architecture. You in many ways build this character from the ground up. What was it like going on this journey with Brady, a young actor who knows how to do this stuff?
I'm very impressed with Brady Corbet. I mean, he's something. He's something, and has achieved something that the greats aspire to do, and he's done it with modest resources, and it's so eloquent. And I'm very grateful and privileged to have been ultimately selected to be the man to portray this character, because I have a lot to give, and have been yearning for someone to see the potential within me to carry a story of this magnitude, this complexity, of this much humanity. And unfortunately, they're very hard to find. And it's really so wonderful to be a part of this. And I'm sure you know the connection to my own family's history, of my mother's journey, her name is Sylvia Plahi. She's an amazing photographer and very respected, but she and her parents, my grandparents, fled Budapest in 1956, and during the Hungarian Revolution, and that the struggles and experiences of my grandparents and my own mother's hardships coming to America, and how they've influenced my mother as an artist, and how her work as an artist has influenced me as an artist, and how they all speak to parallels in the lived experience that we watch in the film of the man I portray, is a remarkable thing, and a very gratifying thing for me personally. So it speaks to my family's heritage, but it also speaks to the foundation of this country, about what it's been built upon, from all the contributions that have not quite been acknowledged or treated with equality. It goes beyond immigration. It goes to other levels of abuse and exploitation, but that the artistic contributions and the gifts that we receive need to be acknowledged, and the people that have contributed should be treated with a sense of equality.
Oh, I agree. That was so eloquently said.
Thank you.
I mean, it shows the love that you had for this performance. It shows the love you have for this character. What was the hardest? I mean, that's also got to be difficult. That's also got to be hard.
I have this love for everything that I do. And I mean that. I come to the table every day with how I can bring the best that I can give, how I can live up to what is expected of me on a film project, on any endeavor that I understand that I have a certain responsibility. And creatively, it's the same process and requires a great deal of immersion and commitment. And it's just remarkable when all these other forces involved lift you up and enable you to harness your own potential as an artist. And I think that's what we're all striving for. All the 100,000 plus members in the Screen Actors Guild, and everybody's yearning for an opportunity to be given space to create a fully formed human being. And there's very few opportunities for that. Even if you're lucky enough to get a great role as a protagonist, this level of complexity and humanity and subtlety is just rare. And so that is quite healing rather than an additional burden. It was less of a burden because I know I'm cooking with people that know how much to put in of this and not, just poured in half of a jar of something that doesn't go. And I have to still try and make that sauce work, whatever it is. That it really was this wonderful group of people, one person elevating the other, between Daniel Blumberg with the score and Judy Becker and the architectural works and furnishings that she's created, these mid-century modernist furniture and Bauhaus era designs, and it's just so, there's a lot of love and a lot of heart poured into every nuance of this film, and it shows.
Excuse me, sorry. Welcome to America.
I'm going to start with you. This is such a great role. She comes at a time in this film and a very interesting point in this guy's life. How was it working with Brady to build this character? And what did you base her on?
Well, actually, Brady was incredibly communicative from the very beginning, and I had 2 years with this part to just think about it, to not literally to be doing your prep then, but just to kind of let it become part of your subconscious, reading the script over and over again. And it felt such a challenge with Elizabeth because you don't see her in that first half, you hear her. So you have a very strong sense of who she is, but you don't meet her until the second half. You don't really raise the stakes of her arrival. But I felt just there was such defiance in her. I think that's what I liked the most about her, is that she had this real punch and a real fearlessness. I think when she first meets Van Buren, she kind of gets his number. She thinks, I'm not sure about you. You know, you've got all this status and you've got, everyone's telling you you're great, but I don't actually feel that you're that great. And so to play, it's always fun playing that person who kind of sees the truth in many ways.
Yeah, you do that really well, too.
Thank you.
Guy, I loved your career. I mean, I've been a fan since, before Priscilla.
Thank you.
With this character is a very interesting character. There's a very fine line between the power play that he puts on. What was it like for you kind of working with not only Brady, but finding that connection with Adrien as well?
Oh, it was great. I mean, it was just fantastic, really. I mean, it's a dream job, you know, where you have characters that are so well realised in the script and that you just can't wait to kind of, you know, get in there and play those contradictions, you know, and the sort of hypocrisy that exists in all of us in a way. And whether it's hypocrisy or whether it's that we're all kind of multifaceted in, you know, we can have a good day and we can have a bad day. And on a bad day, we can be pretty grumpy towards people, and on a good day, we're helpful and compassionate and sort of altruistic, etc. And, you know, so that variation, that malleable nature in all of us, I think, is something that's fascinating to get to play in film, if it's recognised, if it's, you know. So to play a character like this is so extreme with his mood and his desire and his kind of, but also his taste, his sense of taste, was really great, interesting stuff to do. And of course, yeah, getting to work with Adrien, and of course with my lovely old friend, Felicity, who's not that old, I should say.
Young.
I mean,
Lovely
old
young.
as in
Young.
an old friendship.
Well, you're not that old either. Let's
Thank
be
you.
real about that.
But I'm older.
Well, he's
than
quite old.
I'm quite old. Let's be truthful about it.
Well, you know what's interesting about this film is like we're in an age where people are entertained by a 30-second video.
Yeah.
You know? And this is a 3.5-hour movie about an architect. It's a bold move.
Mm-hmm.
What was your reaction when you read the script and you talked to Brady? What was your actual reaction to the script?
Well,
Did you know how long
bizarrely,
it was going to be? When I didn't know it was going to be that
I
long.
felt like it's quite a thick script.
It's like
That had a sense.
150
That had a
pages of
sense.
script.
But actually, weirdly, in its length, it's so modern now. It's because now everything's so short form that you kind of like, that's boring now.
Yeah.
So now you want something.
Well,
you
and the
want
funny
something
thing
that's
is,
3.5 hours with an intermission.
People will sit there and binge for 7 hours on their favourite show. So, I mean, if they can do 7 hours of, whatever show they're watching, they can do 3.5 hours of this. Yeah.
Or
Absolutely.
like 4 hours scrolling through Instagram.
Yeah, that's right.
You know,
Right, yes.
So this is actually quite short comparatively.
Very true. I mean, have you seen it in 70?
Yeah.
Yet?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, we saw it
yeah.
in Venice,
In Venice.
and then I saw it again in London a few weeks ago, which...
Yeah.
So we've both seen it a couple of times, yeah.
It's just refreshing to see. It's refreshing to see that, especially with a big release like
Well,
that.
you have
yeah.
you have a different kind of reaction when you immerse yourself in something, obviously, and it affects you in a different kind of way. So
I feel like people really are wanting this kind of experience. I think it's so immersive. You don't, when you're watching it, you can't really think about anything else, which is quite pleasurable these days.